Okay, so here is a very brief recording on Lesson 6.06, Mutually Exclusive Events. The problem set is complete problems 1 through 6 odd on page 482 of the student guide, so that's really, it's only 3 questions. It's question 1, 3, and 5. So, shouldn't be a lot. Just go ahead and work on this. But first, mutually exclusive is a term that refers to two events that cannot both happen at the same time. Mutually exclusive means that each one excludes the other, in a sense. So, you know, for example, being a monkey excludes being an elephant. Another example here is that if you're only picking one shirt, you can't pick both a red shirt and a yellow shirt at the same time if you're picking only one shirt. So those are mutually exclusive events because you cannot do both of those things at the same time. So your homework or your problem set is basically just asking you to identify whether or not two events are mutually exclusive. So for example, if you are drawing one card from a deck and you are asked to select, or whether you can select, a heart and a 9 at the same time. Hopefully you guys have had some experience playing with decks of cards, I hope. So here's the thing is, selecting a heart and a 9, you can do that. Sorry, annoying. Yes, you can do that because you could get the 9 of hearts, right? So they are not mutually exclusive events because both things can happen at the same time. You can get a heart and a 9 at the same time, so yes, that can happen. So yes, that can happen, which means they are mutually exclusive still. Because yes, they can both happen, so they are not. I'm sorry. Ugh. No, not mutually exclusive because they can happen at the same time. So they're not mutually exclusive. Okay, drawing one card from a deck, select a 10 and a jack. So, can both of these things happen at the same time? Can you draw a 10 and a jack at the same time if you're picking just one card? Yes, no. No, you cannot, right? Either it's a 10 or a jack or it's something else, but you can't get both a 10 and a jack at the same time. So yes, they are mutually exclusive. Yes, mutually exclusive because they cannot happen at the same time. Rolling 2 dice, getting a sum of 10, and rolling 1 6. So we want to know if these are mutually exclusive. Can they happen at the same time or can they not happen at the same time? Now think about rolling 2 dice. Can you get a sum of 10? Yes, you can get a sum of 10. There are a couple ways of doing that. You can get a sum of 10 by rolling a 5 and a 5 or by rolling a 4 and a 6. So since you can get a 10 by rolling 5 and 5 or 4 and 6, that means you can get a sum of 10 and roll 1 6 at the same time. So because you can do both of these things at the same time, they are not mutually exclusive. Because yes, you can do both of those things at the same time, so they are not mutually exclusive. Neither one excludes the other. Getting a 10 does not mean that you cannot get a 6. Okay. Now, rolling 2 dice, getting a sum of 12, and rolling 1 5. Can you get a sum of 12 rolling 2 dice and roll 1 5 at the same time? Well, the only way to roll a 12 is to roll 2 6s. So since the only way to roll a 12 is to get 2 6s, no, you cannot roll 1 5. So this means that yes, they are mutually exclusive because you cannot do both of those things at the same time. Okay, what about this one? Choosing one letter from the alphabet, choosing a vowel, and the letter E. So since the letter E is a vowel, you can do both of these things at the same time. You could pick an E and pick a vowel at the same time. So since you can do them at the same time, no, they are not mutually exclusive. Now, last one here. Choosing one letter from the alphabet, choosing a letter in yes and a letter in igloo. So, well, if I choose a letter from yes, it could be the Y. Well, the Y is not in igloo, the E is not in igloo, the S is not in igloo, so no. I cannot do both of these things at the same time, so it is, or they are, mutually exclusive. So it really, it is kind of tricky to wrap your head around that the idea that mutually exclusive means that they cannot happen at the same time. So you ask yourself, can they happen at the same time? If they can happen at the same time, then they are not mutually exclusive. If they cannot happen at the same time, then yes, they are mutually exclusive. So what I just talked about here is very, very similar to what is on the problem set. So try to follow that idea. You know, keep asking yourself, can they happen at the same time? If they can happen at the same time, not mutually exclusive. If they can happen at the same time, then they are then they are not mutually exclusive. Like I said, I can't even say it right. So hopefully it still helps. Alrighty, so there you go. Don't forget to do those 3 problems. They each have like multiple parts to them, but it's really not a lot of work. So again, mutually exclusive cannot happen at the same time. Okay? Alright. Bye.